The 1-2 punch delivered by both Prop 10 and the MSA almost 18 years ago represent the last time California succeeded in raising the cost of tobacco, though not necessarily for lack of trying. Raising the state's tobacco tax has become a perennial subject of public debate, and it seems that every election year features at least one attempt to do so, even if only a handful of these proposals actually make it to the ballot. For example, 10 years ago in 2006, one proposition sought to raise the tax by an ambitious $2.60 per pack. And despite 2006 being a relatively receptive year for progressive candidates and causes, what's often been called a Democratic wave election, California's left-leaning electorate still shot down the idea by several points. Even a more modest $1 increase was rejected by voters as recently as 2012, though that was admittedly a much narrower defeat. While no outcome is certain, the landscape may be more favorable to change today than it was in the past. In recent years, public support for raising the tax on tobacco has registered anywhere between 60 and 80%, a degree of consensus that few other tax increases can match. Meanwhile, the real impact of the tax has diminished substantially as 2 decades of inflation have gradually chipped away at its value. If this rate had simply kept pace with inflation, then California's 87-cent tax in 1998 would be worth over $1.20 today. And over the past 18 years, most other states have gone far beyond the rate of inflation to determine the proper tax on tobacco. Today, a total of 26 states have cigarette taxes of at least $1.50 per pack, including 15 states that charge at least $2 and 8 states that charge at least $3. The fact that California still sits comfortably under $1 places ever greater pressure on the state to catch up. Bearing that in mind, advocates are confident they can finally ride these factors to victory at the polls, including a $2 increase that may appear on the ballot this year. That would raise California's tax on cigarettes to $2.87 per pack, increasing the state's ranking from number 35 to number 8. Not outlandishly high, but still firmly in the top tier. The proposal, which is currently gathering signatures for qualification, draws on the model of its successful predecessors by directing the bulk of its revenue to things like healthcare, research, and education. In addition, and for the first time, it reclassifies new nicotine products like e-cigarettes and vaporizers as subject to the state's tobacco tax, though it remains to be seen how this might affect the initiative's chance of passage.